and then he offered me to move to business class, not accepting any favors.
Today we are flying Togo's only airline, Asky, where we turned down a free upgrade on a plane full of rubbish that has probably never been cleaned, departing from an airport that is full of bird poop and infested by sparrows. So join me today on a trip from Senegal to Cabo Verde on a good old 737 MAX.
Guys, a beautiful good morning from Senegal, and after flying a cockroach infested airline yesterday, make sure you check out that video as well. That was quite an adventure. We're hoping for better luck today because we're flying Asky from Senegal to the small island nation of Cabo Verde. So let's do this. Let's head to the airport. So the airport is roughly an hour away from the city center. It's also brand new. Been there before. It looks pretty awesome. So I'm going to show you that, and then we're going to fly on Asky 737, I think it is.
Président de la République envoie un signal fort au
In 2017, Dakar opened a brand new airport after the old one ran out of capacity. The only downside though is the location. It can take up to 90 minutes to reach the airport from the city center, but once you leave the congested capital behind you, a highway will take you all the way to your terminal, passing by the new National Stadium on your way there.
So guys, and here we are. Welcome to Dakar International Airport, one of the nicer and newer airports in Africa. And over there you can see Air Senegal's Airbus A330-900 Neos. Airline is struggling a little bit. They used to utilize them on flights to New York and Paris, and I think they discontinued the flights to New York. They might still be flying to Paris because that was their flagship flight. Not entirely sure, but that's not the airline that we are flying today because I used to fly Air Senegal. I think it was 2 years ago. Still remember that one, but today we fly Asky to Cabo Verde. So let's go and let's check in for our flight. Hi, how are you? Just the one back. Thank you. So guys, all checked in. It literally took 12 seconds. However, I was told that the flight is full, it's packed. It's not something that I'm particularly looking forward to. I'm airside now, and this airport has a massive problems, and this is sparrows. There's so many birds inside. You can hear them, and they shit everywhere, which is really annoying. So every time you want to sit down, you gotta make sure that you don't sit yourself down in bird poop. So the airline that you just see over there, the 777, which is getting pushed back, it's called Privilege Style. And there's an interesting story to it. That was the airline the UK government hired for their plans to relocate asylum seekers from the UK to Rwanda, Kigali. Obviously the flights never took off. But yeah, that was the initial plan, and a lot of airlines turned down to do so because they were afraid of the backlash, or they thought it was morally not okay. And they are based in Spain, and they agreed. I'm sure they were offered a lot of money, good money, to do so. But with the recent elections and the change of government, obviously that plan was buried, and I don't think it's ever going to happen. But yeah, this is the exact 777 I was waiting once, I think in Stansted or Gatwick, to take those refugees to Rwanda, and it was then stopped last minute, and then discussion kept on going. But yeah, that's the airline if you've been wondering. So in all those years traveling, I have seen a lot, especially airports, but I've never seen a paid smoking lounge. That is probably a first timer.
But besides all the bird poop and sparrows, the airport is quite lovely and organized and handles roughly 3 million passengers a year with flights to New York, Paris and Dubai. But now all eyes on our flight today. We're lucky to catch one of two Asky 737 MAX. The flight is coming from Lomé, the capital of Togo, and after a short stop continues to Praia in Cabo Verde.
So there we go. Let's board Asky 737 MAX to Praia. Let's see what they have in store for us. How are you?
Welcome aboard.
Thank you very much.
And here we are, welcome on board the 737 MAX of Asky. A quick look at their business class reveals 16 seats in a 2-2 configuration, but that's not where we are sitting today because we are in economy class, which features 144 seats in a standard 3-3 configuration.
So guys, and here we are, welcome aboard Asky 737-8 MAX. It's 5-year-old and originally was introduced to service with OK Airways in China. It's now flying here in Africa. Crew really lovely at the door. However, the cleanness here, it's pretty bad. Also, it's partially falling apart, as you can see right here. So they could have done a much better job cleaning, to be honest, and maybe maintain the interior a little better. But other than that, yeah, very much looking forward to the next hour. Let's see whether we get served anything and what the overall experience is on one of Africa's most successful airlines. You know guys, what's the best feeling in economy class? When you sit on your seat, you have an empty row and the cabin manager says boarding completed. What a great feeling it is. Do you agree?
I found it strange though that I was told that the flight is overbooked upon check-in, and in reality the plane was almost empty. I never understand why check-in agents say these things.
So guys, we're just pushing back on time, and I think not only credit to the airline but also to the hard-working ground staff, which we very often forget for their really hard work to enable such quick turnaround times, like loading the plane, unloading, cleaning, all the shebang. But yeah, if you happen to be ground staff and you watch my videos, please comment in the comment section below, say hello, and let what do you think? A quick turnaround. Is it teamwork? Is it efficient ground stuff? Is it a good station manager? What makes an airline get off the ground on time? Yeah, I'm really interested myself to know. So if you work at an airport and you have the expertise, share it with us in the comment section below, because I would love to know as well.
We then taxied to the runway, and a lot of you asked about the gear I used to film my flight reports, so I put together a new comprehensive list on my website. The link is in the description box below. Shortly after takeoff, the crew started to serve a snack box as well as drinks. So let's have a look at it.
So 15 minutes into the flight, there's a little snack in front of me, no idea what's inside. So let's have a look. A muffin and whatever that is, no idea. It's very firm. It could be a cookie, could be something else. But that's our job, to find out what it is. Also, full transparency, while we taxied, the cabin manager came to me and he said, "Oh, I think I remember you. You're Josh, right?" And I said, yeah, that's me. And then he offered me to move to business class, which I turned down because we're doing an economy class flight today. We're not accepting any favors, though he had no intention to
make it look like that he wants to have a preferential treatment or a good opinion on the on this flight review. He was just being nice and offered me to move to the front, but here we are. So let's see what we actually have in here. So not exactly sure what it is, but I don't know, it just tastes like a cookie. A bit salty, not sweet. So no savory. Alright, not bad. And then, well, that muffin, right? After the snack service, the crew would serve water to each passenger, and while the crew was okay, they didn't seem to be very happy, as they don't seem to smile a lot. So yes, that African spirit that brings so much joy to us was missing a bit on this flight. And of course it wasn't hard to get. The loo of the plane matched the state of the cabin and hasn't seen a cleaner in months. We then started our descent into Cabo Verde, and considering that this 80-minute flight cost me $250, I was expecting a bit more in terms of cleanness of the plane, but overall, given how expensive flights usually are in Africa, I felt quite satisfied as a customer. But let me give you a full summary once I reach my Airbnb. Thanks, man. I'll see ya. All the best. Thank you. The arrival experience in Praia was a bit hectic, with slow immigration officers and even slower ground staff, since it took over an hour for my bag to arrive. But once I was all good to go, I made my way to the city center. Also, Cabo Verde was country 125 for me to visit. So guys, welcome to Praia, and for a change I got myself an Airbnb. I'll be here for a couple of days, and then my next flight is on TUI on the Dreamliner, and then Air Peace. Asky, I think it's a solid airline. It's a functioning airline. I like the crew. I like the max. Obviously the cabin and the cleanness there was a lot to be desired, but overall I think it was a pretty solid product for what we have here. If we compare it to other airlines in Africa, I was actually very, very satisfied, and it's great to see them grow, and it's great to see them succeed, and it seems like a nice bunch. So you can tell that they're properly managed and things run on time, no unwanted surprises, and that's what you want, especially when you travel within Africa. So I see them to be doing pretty well, and I strongly recommend them for sure. And this is it from my side. Guys, check out my Patreon if you want to become part of my WhatsApp group, have early access to my videos, get the Cahill keyring, have your name in the credits. The link is in the description box below. It's always nice to see you guys join. Got quite a big family, and let me know in the comment section below what you think of Asky. Would you fly them? Have you flown them? How was your experience? I'm gonna go eat something now because I'm pretty hungry, and I'll talk to you guys next week.